Hello, and welcome to Algebra 1 SOL Prep Week 10, Linear Inequalities and Systems of Linear Inequalities. Today we're going to practice using the app to graph the inequality or the system of inequalities. Remember that first you must rewrite the equation into y equals before you can use your calculator. And remember, when dividing both sides of an inequality by a negative, you flip the inequality symbol. Let's highlight that so we remember to do that if needed. So like we've done in a previous packet, we're going to go to Apps 3, Enter to get to the Inequals app. Let's practice this with our example problem. Number 1, which shaded region represents the solution to the system of linear inequalities? So we notice that the y is already by itself in the first inequality, but it is not by itself in the second. So for the second, let's start by moving what's farthest away from the y, the 3x. Minus 3x, both sides. It's gone from this side, and now we want the negative 2 to not be multiplied to y, so we'll divide both sides by negative 2. We don't have to worry about simplifying. We're just going to take all of the stuff that's over here to put it into the y equals. So let's go to our calculator. So as the directions say, we're going to press Apps. I'm doing inequalities, so that's 3. And then Enter. Notice in the y equals screen, it looks a little bit different. Let's go back to the directions where it tells us how we arrow to the left to highlight the y1 in a box and we press enter. So after this screen, we're highlighting over here. We're going to get what looks like this so that we can change this symbol right there. Let's go back to our calculator. Moving over to there, press enter. Go down to here, and I'm going to scroll until I find that symbol I want. This is a less than or equal to, so let's keep scrolling. And there it is. This symbol matches this symbol, and I'm going to press OK. Enter. Now I'm going to go over to the right and type in everything to the right side of that symbol. Negative 2x. Remember, always a negative when it's in the front. Minus when it's between, and then 6. Now I'm going to need to enter the other ones. I'm going to go down here, and again I need to see this symbol. But remember, the symbol here changed because we divided by a negative number. So we should switch that. We probably should have done that right away, but that's okay. We've eventually remembered. So I'm going to arrow to the left, press enter, go down, and then arrow until I see the less than symbol. And we'll find OK and go to the right. And I want to type in everything that I've made equal to y, or rather less than y. This is a fraction, so I need alpha, y equals enter. And the numerator is negative 12 minus 3x. In the denominator is negative 2. So I press down and now negative 2. So those are my two inequalities. And now I'm going to look at the graph. Now remember from the instructions that the solutions to the system, the solution, will be any points where the shaded regions overlap and not on a dashed line. Let's highlight this portion as well. Looking back at our problem and trying to match the graph, where the blue and the red overlap is what I'm looking for. It looks closest to this one. All we have to do is make sure that we're matching. The dashed line is the correct one. The solid line is that one, and that's the correct one. So yes, C is our correct answer based on what the graph shows us from the app. Number 2, a system of inequalities is given. Click on, that means select, each point that is a solution to this system of inequalities. So we want it to be a solution. It is a solution to the system. That means that it will be a point that is in the shaded region, not on the dashed line. It could be on the solid line bordering the shaded region, but not on the dashed line. So I'm going to use my calculator again to do this, but I notice this second inequality is not with y by itself. So let's start by doing that. Minus 3x, and now the y is by itself. So I'm going to go back to my calculator. Going to y equals, I'm already in the app, so I don't have to start the app again. I'm going to clear what's there. I have a greater than symbol this time. I'm going to clear both of these to not be confused. And I'm going to go over here, press enter, and then I'm going to go down to scroll through and find my greater than symbol. So these symbols now match. I scroll down to OK, press enter, and now I can type everything on the other side. 1/2 x plus 1. Alpha y equals enter. 1 in the numerator, 2 in the denominator, arrow over to be able to type x next to it, and then plus 1. Down to the next one, I need the less than or equal to sign. I didn't divide or multiply by any negative number, so this symbol stays as it is, less than or equal to. Let's go arrow over, box around the y, go down, and that symbol now matches less than or equal to. Go down to OK, enter. To the right, 12 minus 3x. 12 minus 3x. Enter. Let's go ahead and look at the graph. So I've zoomed in on the screen to be able to get a closer look. Let's go through each of these points to see if it's in the shaded region. -1, -3, -1, and -3. That's only red, and it's supposed to be red and blue, where both of the shaded region is. So this is not a solution. Not a solution. How about 1, 2? 1 and up 2. When I go over 1 and up 2, it is where the red and the blue are both shaded. So I'm going to select this point. It is in the shaded region. How about 2, 0? 2, 0, it's only in the red region, so this is not a solution. And finally, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 6 is going to be in the blue region only, and it needs to be where both of the colors are shaded. So I only have one that I've selected, but these kind of questions, it's possible that sometimes I'm going to select more than one answer. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something about the new app. Have fun practicing.